Yeah, hello and welcome to another update video about Natgas. There is not much to add in addition to yesterday's video. We have not really made any significant progress in the charts. All we've done is we've moved up a little bit, but it doesn't look impulsive, which means I can't confirm any low in place here yet. Here we had an initial chance, but it actually made a lower low, so that initial possible impulse here was invalidated. The way this looks, I mean, it can always be a wave 1 here and a wave 2, but what's currently happening here isn't entirely clear yet. A lot of overlapping waves, and so far really only a 3-wave move to the upside so far. So it really is fairly simple. This is the larger support area. This is the trend reversal area for the B wave, which means ideally, as long as we're holding that yellow box, 222, we can get with a high likelihood a C wave into the $4 region. Below that level, this particular pattern, A wave, B wave, C wave, will get very unlikely. Below 222, I did highlight that yesterday, I have to assume that wave 4 was already in. Yeah, at the moment, I just don't have the evidence for that. I don't assume currently wave 4 is in. For me, it is the more likely outcome that wave 4 will still extend out a little bit further in the shape of that C wave. The reason is that in the wave 4, we haven't reached ideal targets yet. So I would like to see at least a 320 level be reached, and we've only reached 296 basically. So because we haven't reached basically minimum expectations, I cannot confirm that the wave 4 is finished with a high likelihood. This would be an extremely shallow wave 4. I mean, nothing impossible, nothing that would invalidate any Elliott wave rules, but it's just unlikely. Yeah, and because we have to move around in the space of probabilities here, and nothing is for certain, we just have to look for the most probable outcomes. So you know it's possible that the wave 4 ended here, but extremely unlikely for me. But then again, sometimes the market just takes the less probable outcome. Yeah? So it's best to be prepared for that, but that's exactly why we do risk management. All right, so from here, my preferred view is still that as long as we're holding 222, I can go with the view that we are going to go higher in a C wave. Benefit of Elliott wave is that it basically gives you an objective view of when you have to change your perspective. I have to change my perspective below 222. Below 222, it makes it likely that wave 4 was already in and we're heading to new lows straight away. Eventually, I still expect anyway a new low for Natgas, so it would be in line with the higher level expectation, but on the lower time frame, my initial expectation at the moment would be that we make a higher C wave in 4 before we come down in wave 5 below the $2 level. In the very short term, I cannot really see any, as I said, any impulsive movement to the upside. So when can we say a low is in? We can say a low is in, well, the initial signal that a low is in would be above 264. So if the price can break above the previous B wave high, that would be an initial signal that a low is in. You can even, I mean, the very first weak signal might happen. Yeah, we might get that above 256. If we break above that level here, that would be an initial signal. A better signal would be here, this 264 level, or 264. And confirmation for the breakout would be a break above the signal level, and that's at 274. It's the 78.6 retrace. Basically, until we get above that level, we could always get an extended B wave. It's unfortunately possible. It would be quite a complex correction then, but it is possible. Especially because, especially as the move to the downside currently is not a clear C wave. I don't, the C wave is normally a 3-wave move. So I can argue with an A wave, okay, B wave, right? But what's going on with the C wave? I mean, you could argue, yeah, it's extremely choppy. Could be an ending diagonal. Yeah, maybe here could be one more leg down. Or this could become a WXY pattern, which is possible as well. So one leg down, you have your nice WXY, possible as well. Yeah, corrections, as long as we are in a correction, and we are probably still in this B wave, so I wouldn't be surprised to get another leg down here, which is possible because the move up currently is not impulsive. very three-way structure like. So I wouldn't be surprised if it drops again from here to a little bit lower, but it would not change the overall scenario. But as long as you are in a correction, you have to be prepared for headwinds, have to be prepared for up and down, be prepared for choppiness, choppy price action. It's just what happens in a correction. Different to an impulse, which we had here, which we basically looked, you get all these fib levels and they are very accurate typically in an impulse. In a correction, it gets a bit messy, especially if the C wave is not a clear impulse. So yeah, that's still my view. Nothing has changed really, just a little bit of update with the price, but it's just mainly moved sideways in a very slow uptrend. Some people might say we get here a bit of a head and shoulders. Well, it's not terribly well defined for me, so don't necessarily see that. But of course, it could happen that if we break below that 61.8 retracement at 235, that we will head down and test the 222 level in the first place. Okay, that's my update about Natgas. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.